Hello everyone, Zellerant here, and for today's video on Umamusume, we're going to be talking about the next upcoming Uma, as well as the new support cards that'll be coming out on September 17th, as we can see here from the September schedule. And we'll kind of take a look and see whether or not they may be something you want to poll on. So the new Uma is going to be Hishi Amazon, and the new support cards, the SSR, is going to be Bamboo Memory, and then the new SR card is going to be Shinko Windy. So one of the nice things already right off the bat is these are new support cards versus just ones that are reruns. And then with the Uma, this one is a new one. And so let's just go ahead and take a look at them and kind of give you my thoughts on whether or not I think they are something you might want to poll for. And so with Hishi Amazon, she was an end closer, as we can see. With her stat bonuses, she's not got my favorite stat bonuses here. 20% power and 10% guts. Not too bad. I mean, when you use, especially if you're doing a heavier speed card deck, especially for like mile or something, you can do like a 3 mile or 3 speed, and then you'll actually be able to pick up a ton of extra power from your speed cards just because you have the 20% there. So that's nice. But really having the guts there, I would prefer something like stamina, especially going into the mile distance races like the one we'll have coming up, the Cancer Cup. And so it's just kind of a little useless there being on guts. So not the best there, but workable because you at least have the 20% on power. I do like her aptitudes, as she's an A in turf and E in dirt. E in dirt basically means you can make it where she can run dirt races, which is really nice when it comes to building like grandparents and parents. Dirt and turf, if you can make both of them A or even B in dirt, and then also open up a lot of the distances, which she's also able to do all distances. She's a D in short, A in mile and medium, and long and B. She can do a ton of races, which is really good for affinity when it comes to matching up those races, building your grandparents and parents. So I do like that, but she is an end closer, as you can see here. Now, she also can do late and pace, but she is kind of built around being an end closer. When you take a look at her unique skill here, this is one of the big things I think is a negative kind of on it. It's very conditional. It's another one of those gambling skills, as you've probably seen with a lot of Umas. So this one increases velocity when passing another runner on the outside towards the back on a final straight. And this is why she's kind of dedicated to being an end closer, as her alt basically wants her to be one. And so this is going to increase her speed by 0.35, but the conditions are very conditional. It has to be final corner, has to be in the back. She has to be in the act of passing. And actually, this one means she's got to be on the outside. So she's got to be passing someone from the outside. Sometimes, as you can see in the races, you might actually pass through, especially if you have a lot of power, which she's going to have. They can push their way through on the inside. And so a lot more conditional on it, especially since it has to be in the act of passing in the final corner. Once you're past that final corner and you're maybe on that long straight, too late, this skill is dead. So very conditional on it. Do not really like it in that capacity. When it comes to her innate skills, go with the flow, masterful gambit, and steadfast. Nothing too crazy here either. Just looking at some of the last couple races for end closers, masterful gambit is one of the weaker ones. In terms of end closer skills, you got a lot better options than that. Steadfast hasn't really been a good one for me either. But her awakening skills, she does have end closer straightaways and corners. That's probably the best part of her kit here, is just coming right off the bat with those. You don't have to try and pick them up off cards. And we know the straightaway and corner skills are very good. And these ones will work anywhere because they are dedicated to end closer, which is what you're going to pretty much want to use her as. Her golds are unyielding, so increases ability to fight back when passing another runner. So nothing too crazy. That's not like a crazy one for me. And Sturm and Drang move up in preparation to close the gap late race. Nothing too crazy there. Not like end of the world bad skills, but nothing like big. We already seen with like Narita Taishin coming with encroaching shadow, which is that big spurt skill. That's very good and makes her basically one of the best in the current Gemini Cup and potentially other cups as well. And then she also has a good alt that works on specific races, which we don't really see here. And then you have your event skills, homestretch, haste, and steadfast. Nothing too crazy. I mean, they're not like never take skills. There's a lot better stuff out there that she does not have. So you're going to have to rely on your support cards or inspirations to really get some good stuff on her. When it comes to her races, Nothing crazy on her races. It's kind of your typical career that we see with a lot of the Umas here. And so overall on her, she is, to me, a very easy skip unless she's your favorite. If she's one of your favorite Umas, of course, you can go ahead and pull over her and build around her. You can make any of the Umas work in this game. It's just going to be a little bit harder on her because she doesn't really come with, other than the straightaways, anything too broken on her. And I kind of seen that opinion when you look at the guide here. So this is the global reference document for her. Basically, her unique isn't consistent. Like I said, it's not going to be consistent because she has a lot of conditions that trigger it. So not good for team trials in that aspects, but her golds are. So the gold ones are consistent for it. I don't think they're all too crazy good, but they are consistent to activate, which is at least good for team trials in that. But the ultimate gives you like the most points. And then when it says, yeah, Storm and Stress, or I think that's the other one I looked at, it's basically Heart and Soul, so it's not very desirable. But having enclosures, straights, and corners is nice. But they're built in. I mean, you can pick up those skills in a lot of places, so they're nothing too crazy. They're not like skills that are very hard to get like we have right now with Straightaway Spurt, and why Narita Taishin is good because of Encroaching Shadow. So, and that's why they say she's one of the worst end closers in the game. I don't know if I'd say worst, but unless you count people that are not dedicated end closers that you try and build into one, they'll be worse. But she's really got nothing going on for her. So I would say she's a very easy skip, especially when we have like better ones coming up. We have Summermaru Zensky that I know a lot of people are saving up for to kind of be that meta on the frontrunner side. But then if you're looking for somebody that's going to be a very good inherit or a nice heal that's better than white but worse than gold, you have like Grass Wonder Fantasy, which will be the next banner after this one. And that one has 2 new Umas on it with Grass Wonder Fantasy and the El Condor Pasa Fantasy. So that's actually a better banner to pull on than this one. So just a lot of extra stuff out there that I think this is an easy skip, unless she's one of your favorite Umas, of course. Now, when it comes to the support cards here, now this one's a power, and then we have a speed SR card. Now, I've said this on a lot of other banners. When it comes to the SRs, or the new ones that come out, I would never pull for the SR card themselves. You're going to want to pull if you want the SSR. But we'll take a look at both of them. So first thing is we'll take a look at the SR first. I actually like this SR card. It is a speed card, which is nice. We always can have more options on the speed cards here. With the unique effects, training, effectiveness of friendship training, and then at max MLB, she is also pretty good at that. So she gets all the way up to 35% on an SR card. And then she starts with an initial friendship gauge of 15, so it's going to be a little bit easier to get her to max so you can get the rainbows. And then you have a little bit of training effective, nothing crazy. I like speed bonus on it. Mood effects nice, some initial speed. So has a little bit of everything on there. I think overall good as a stat stick, as a speed card, pretty good. And then when you come down here, one of the things I like about this is it has decent skills right off the bat for going into the next champions meeting. It has shifting gears, unyielding spirits on events. And then I really like wet conditions up here. One of them, and there's only 4 hints. I don't really care about prepared to pass, hesitant frontrunners, or competitive spirit. What I do like about this card is it's only got 4 skills and it has wet conditions on it, which is a green. And if you're building a frontrunner, like I am for the next champions meeting and future ones as well, this next one has wet conditions is one of them, and you want to try and get those 3 greens for groundwork. And so this one's being a speed card that you can use in building your ace. And so since you can use this one for building your ace, now you have a card to get one of those greens potentials. Just like you have with, say, Silent Suzuka's SSR, the chance to get 2 with left-handed and frontrunner savvy. And so while not as good as some of the other options, it is nice. The stat stick's not bad, and you have the extra green, like the card. But it's no reason, this is not a reason to pull on this banner. Just kind of listing out and talking about what my thoughts are on this card. So this is the card that'll actually be coming out on this banner. And this one is a power card. You already know what my answer is probably going to be, seeing it's a power card. The power cards are the easier skips. The biggest ones are always going to pretty much be speed, your speed, stamina, and then wit cards. And so with this one, it is a power Bamboo Memory. Increases power and gain when trained together on the unique effect. So nice. You have power gained when training and skill points. So 2 things on there. Always nice to have the skill points. Increases initial power when starting a race or starting a career. You have that double, so you're starting right off the bat with 45 extra power, which is nice. 15% training effectiveness, which is nice. And she does not have, so she's a floating card because I don't see, she doesn't have that priority on her. So she's going to float around. So she's a very good generic training one for all the stats because she's not tied to power as much because she doesn't have special priority. Starts with high initial friendship gauge though at 30, so going to be easier to get her up. But friendship bonus is a little bit lower than 25%, fan bonus 10, race bonus 5, and then hint levels of 3. But even though you have hint levels of 3, it's kind of all over the place here. So you have a ton of skills on here. Now, it does have, it seems to be more tied towards your late surgers, especially going into the mile race that we have coming up here. Then we have like late surger straightaways. We have mile straightaways, straightaway adapt, rising dragon, which this one is the gold version of outer swell here. So slightly increased velocity when passing another runner on the outside. See, it's very conditional on this one, on the outside. So I'm not really a big fan of the gold. And then has a purple coming with it. Moderately increased fatigue when then in a lead by too large of a margin. Like, okay, I want something that's going to make me have my fatigue go down when you're way in the front distance. That sucks. But you have that. Then it does have a nice green here with standard distance for your front runners to pick this one up. But when you actually look at it here, that one's on a non-chained one, so it's a little bit harder to get those, a little bit more unreliable. And then the running idle, I believe, is on this one. Kind of hard to tell with the kanji here. They're all over the place. Oh, right there. Yeah, there it is, right here. So it's that if you pick this top option, it has the potential to give you that one versus the other one above it, Homestretch Haste. I probably wouldn't gamble for this just to get Homestretch Haste. But overall, that is the card. I think the biggest thing it's got going for it is it's a floating training effectiveness card, and then you can get standard distance, one of the greens you want for your front runners. But it's actually got a lot of stuff for late surgers on here, so it's kind of a mixed use card. But like I said in the beginning, it's a power card, very easy skip. If you, for some reason, find a use for it or some little bit of need on this, and there's no other power cards you need, especially when it comes to like building a parent or grandparent, you can borrow it. So, very easy skip here. And so overall, that is the upcoming UMA and as well as the new support cards. The only thing that I really see promising here is the speed card, but being an SR, when we have future support cards to pull, you'll get copies of her from pulling on future support cards. So very easy skip here. And you'll eventually get this one in the future anyway, because you get tons of SRs over time when you pull on support card banners. But yeah, just go ahead and continue saving. We have, if you look on the Japanese side here on the gacha, there's tons of good stuff coming up as well. So unless you really like Hishi Amazon, I would definitely skip. And we have, like I said, El Condor Pasa, Fantasy, and Grass Wonder right after. Grass Wonder being the big one on that one. And then 3 banners later, so basically a month from now, or a little bit over a month. Maruzinski Summer is going to come, which is the big front runner one. And then you can also get a bonus of a special week Summer on that one. And then after that, it's kind of just a little bit more open-ended until we have Christmas Ogre Cap on the UMA side of things. When it comes to support cards, there's actually less that you have to really worry too much about. I mean, the biggest one coming up, which is right after the Summer, Summer Ruzinski is going to be the Nice Nature, but this one's going to be more of a whale card because you really want to, it's more for the future, for its race bonus of 15%. But to get that 15%, you also have to MLB it. So it's more of a whalish card. So that one, I think, for most is a skip. And then just waiting for the Rico Shower or the Rice Shower Enrico Kashimoto card that'll come right after it. So we do have a bunch of stuff coming up within the next month or two, and so saving those pulls is going to be very important. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Let me know in the comments if you're planning on pulling on either of these banners, and if you have a good reason for it, like if Hishi's one of your favorite Umas in the game. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like my content, if you could like, comment, subscribe, it really helps, and thanks for watching.